acting up that bad. And but I felt all of those same feelings, and I don't know, just thinking about the house still creeps me out. I wonder if it exists somewhere. I don't know. But what was your scary dream, Hyde?
Well, I'm sure there's quite a few I could share.
You said you had one.
The one that specifically came to mind, I brought up in my dream journal. And now I can look at the storyline, and it just seems like a bad horror movie plot to me, or some kind of surreal, ridiculous, scenario. But at the time, it all seemed very real, and that, I think, is what contributed to the fear aspect of it. It was a very gripping dream, and started off fairly normal. I was just in a large mansion, exploring, and there was a large body of water with a big room with a vaulted ceiling, and this pool has large stones, waterfalls, and caves. Okay, then it shifts to a completely different storyline, and I am at some kind of family gathering, yada yada yada. Basically at my old neighbor's house, where a lot of my dreams are centered, a place where I spent a lot of time as a child. And, well, we were out in the woods a lot too, but, just places like that tend to show up a lot, and become kind of a setting for a storyline. So anyway, basically, there was some person there that didn't really fit, and for some reason or another, they injected some egg with a needle, and some sort of virus spread from that to the people I was with. I don't know if I was had a sort of age regressive dream where I was a younger person, but the people around me that I was with got infected by this, and then they out of their body, kind of like alien, these bug creatures split, their bodies split open, and these evil, I wrote that they look like a mix between a fly mosquito and an octopus with a humanoid body started coming out and chasing after me. And with these tentacles that would basically come after you, kind of if a mosquito sucker, proboscis, I'm not sure if I said that right, was also a tentacle. That's kind of what these creatures are like. So they're really unpleasant creatures, and then it just gets real crazy, and I'm back at my house, and the scenery is rapidly shifting, but these creatures are still after me, and in the dream my attic was really big, and I go up there, try to get away from them, and I'm just in this dark, dimly lit place, but I'm really claustrophobic, but I know they're still up there. And it got to the point where it's just I don't know, that the dream just stands out as sort of just it sounds kind of silly now, it's saying it, but when I was going through it, it was a really dark, almost going back into some sort of pre-human state of consciousness of just or primitive, I guess is the word I'm looking for, where the dark was just unknown and terrifying, and and there are all these creatures lurking within it, and so that's my scary dream from June 19th, 2007, according to my dream journal.
Nice. Yeah, I know what kind of fear you mean. Now this scene shifting a lot in that dream would freak me out and just make the whole chase aspect feel even worse. That's
well, you don't really. It's not even something you so much notice per se, unless you're really skilled at dream recall. Yeah. It just is something you notice after, oh, the scene suddenly shifted. So that's just how people tend to write it. They'll just write, well, this was happening, then a shift occurred. And only if you're really advanced at dream recall are you actually conscious of that happening in the dream.
Oh, I didn't know if you were.
It's more of an after effect. So, but yeah, I think that is a pretty good for the subject of dreams, as far as this broadcast goes. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about before we wrap up the show?
Well, I guess we could talk about some of the things that bother me about some psychics and energy workers, and I guess namaste buttholes. Like, in particular, since we're kind of talking more about this spookiness here, I guess I'll go with psychic vampires.
Oh yeah, we did want to mention that.
Yeah. Sorry, I just made a Jeopardy reference. Well, I'm a dork when I have time, and just because I have my own clairvoyant experiences and paranormal experiences, I tend to look for documentaries and biographies and things of that sort about other people's experiences with these things. And, some seem legitimate, some do not. And there's one woman who tends to pop up on a lot of documentaries and documentary-type shows who... She introduced me to the term psychic vampire a few years ago. Her name is Michelle Ballinger, but it's spelled like Ballinger, and she's this big, huge, red-haired goth lady, and I don't like her at all. Let me explain here. So, okay, so initially, this is bad news right here. The first place I've heard of her was the History Channel, and there was a show on psychic vampires. Yeah, and vampires in general, and they had a section about...
That's where I get all my information about reality.
Oh, yeah, because it's totally accurate. But this was back, this had to be 4 or 5 years ago at this point, so I didn't know and look at things the way I do now, and I watched it, but I was still like, okay, so you're a vampire and a goth lady and a supposed psychic, and you eat people's energy to keep yourself alive. She claims that and even if she was ill as a kid, and I think, you probably can feed yourself to survive off someone else's energy, but man, that's really cruddy. Why don't you, I don't know, drink some raw milk, eat some raw butter, take some supplements, to fight whatever diseases you might be having and different kinds of chronic ailments. Why would you think, oh, well, I feel better after placing my hands on this person and maliciously sucking out their energy? And I think what's hilarious about her in particular, in this phenomenon of psychic vampires, is that she claims to be a psychic vampire. Actually, she's not doing anything wrong. She claims that she has people who give their energy to her, and they let her suck their energy, just like some weird vampire subcultures let each other suck their blood. However, I think probably draining some of their energy could be even worse.
It's kind of like a pyramid scheme, basically, of energy.
Yeah. Yeah, and what's hilarious to me is that she claims to be a psychic too, clairvoyancy, and helps people with haunted house and possession cases and can read what's going on, and it's why would you even trust in a psychic vampire to come to you and help you? How do you know she's just not feeding off of that energy? And who knows, man? I just think she's a horrible person and gives there's a lot of terrible psychics. I mean, God, look at the Miss Cleo thing, about 10 years ago. But, it's just not helping. You're a psychic vampire and you're a psychic, and I think it just really hinders people who actually aren't shysters of any sort or don't have malicious intent. And psychic vampires, another note on that is non-famous ones. I think there's a ton of them, actually. That people probably know in real life, and these people may or may not even know that they're psychic vampires. I'm pretty empathetic, and I can feel when someone is just sucking my energy. And I really started to understand how some people have that negative psychic vampire effect. Not only sometimes you might talk to someone who's incredibly negative all the time, not just because they're having a bad day or they're not feeling well, but just all the time, and they just drain the hell out of you. And actually just finished a acupressure course this week, which where it's like acupuncture, it's with your fingers, and it's a little less involved, but it's still Chinese medicine based on qi and energy meridians throughout the body. And I would work, well, first of all, I think I may have had a little problems grounding myself because I'm new to really using energy and helping people with it instead of just feeling it. And, you know, there would be some people on the table and you just felt like they just sucked everything out of you, just everything. And then there'd be other people you'd work on and you'd feel a balance. You'd feel that there would be a shift, but they would kind of give you stuff back and it would be really balanced, and it felt like that I didn't feel sick after I left, and they felt better when they got off the table. But then the negative people, they said that they didn't feel anything at all, and they would get off the table and act like nothing happened, and then I would feel really nauseous and tired. So that's what I mean. Some people, I think, have these psychic vampire habits and don't even know it, and they're just sucking people dry of energy. So, do you have anything else you want to discuss? Any last-minute thoughts?
Nope. I'll let you close out the show,
okay.
And just if you want to give out your YouTube channel, or rather your Blog Talk channel, because we'll be putting this up on your YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to say that thank you for listening. I hope that this was enjoyable, and you could listen to some of my other broadcasts on Blog Talk Radio under the username 93Krystal Moon. And also, please check out the Star Theory Network. And just want to thank you all for listening and tuning in.
All right, thanks. Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye.